Yep, that's it. Here we go. What up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine, hot Saturday evening? What's going on? Welcome to the So What You Saying podcast. I am your host, as always, Big Will here, holding it down by myself. Of course, Ronnie Bag's supposed to be here, but of course he ain't. He that's like running around chasing your 2-year-old child who don't know exactly what the hell they supposed to be doing, just doing what the hell they want to do, knowing that they gonna get their ass up. They don't really give a damn though. They don't really care. But anyway, we here. I'm here. I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday evening. I hope those who are in New York staying cool because it is definitely a hot one out there. And anywhere you're at in the United States, I hope you're staying cool. And for anybody listening internationally or watching internationally, I hope you're staying cool. I hope the weather's nice wherever you're at. You're gotten out. You're hanging with your friends, your family, just doing whatever it is you do on a Saturday evening. So we're here. I want to thank those who watched and subscribed to our Twitch channel during our 12-hour stream last week, although it wasn't 12 hours. Unfortunately, Versus decided they wanted to do the bullshit. But a lot of people have really made it tough for them because I've seen a couple things online where people are like, yo, Versus is dead. You can pretty much forget that because the moment they tried to make it a pay-per-view event after it was completely free, I mean, what more can you do? It's like whatever. But again, like I said, I hope everybody's enjoying their wonderful Saturday evening and spending a little time with me. Always a good thing. So, of course, any of those of y'all who used to watch us on YouTube, you will notice that we are here on Facebook. We are here on Twitch. We are live on Instagram even. But we are no longer streaming live on YouTube. There's a reason for that. YouTube's algorithm is crazy to crack. Crazy. Like we would have to. It's a catch-22 with that thing. Like you would have to. And because I'm not streaming constantly, it's hard to crack. So I decided to not stream live on YouTube. The video replay will be live on YouTube afterwards because I need to post it so that it goes to the website. So therefore, I unfortunately have to post things to YouTube, and I will post clips and things of that nature, but it will not be the same. We will not be streaming live on YouTube any longer. And I think that is just due to the fact that I don't have a lot of followers yet. I don't have a lot of subscribers yet, and it's just not helping me. So I'm gonna go stay on the platforms where I have people who will watch, who will, so who are following us and things like that of that nature. So anyway, starting next week though, I will not be streaming on my personal Facebook page. It will be completely on the So What You're Saying Facebook page. Completely on the So What You're Saying Facebook page. There will no longer be any live streaming to my personal Facebook page. I just thought 1 week at a time, take one and go remove one and switch to the other one, and then there will be all of my platforms. Now, with that being said, this is where you can find me. You can find us at sowwhatyousaying5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. You can find us at So What You Saying on Instagram, What Saying on Twitter, which we're gonna have to get real loud on. So What You Saying on Facebook. As you can see, I did fix the Facebook error. So it's So What You Saying on Facebook. SOWWTUSAYIN on Facebook. It is So Twitch. Please, those who follow me, follow us, please go and follow us on Twitch. Of course, you can find us at www.sowwhatyousaying.com. Once again, that's www.sowwhatyousaying.com. And of course, on YouTube. So once again, thank you all for joining us on this wonderful Saturday evening. I gotta remember to mute the audio from the other computer when I'm doing this, because I know anybody who's watching me has probably got some feedback through that. But this is still a work in progress, but it's gonna get better as time goes along. So again, thank you for joining me. So what will we be talking about today? So, of course, I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar's album 1 week after it has been released. I have some of my own thoughts on Kendrick Lamar's album. We're going to talk more about that terrible, terrible shooting in Buffalo. That was just atrocious, and why it was. Why and why? Let's just say that. We will celebrate one of my favorite rappers of all time, the Notorious B.I.G. Today would have been his 50th birthday. We will talk about his legacy, and we will definitely celebrate him today. This is a day for celebration for him. And also, I wanted to have a very serious conversation about black men and therapy, which I seem to see all types of things around therapy and things like that. So today I'm going to just have my personal touch on it, because as somebody who's been there, done that, I want to make sure I give a perspective from somebody who does it, who has done it on the regular. And of course, we're gonna get back to giving this award as always. Get the fuck out of here! Like, we got to give that out, and definitely you will after I give it after I get through everything. You know why I picked the person I picked for this week's Get the Fuck Out of Here award. Definitely. You'll definitely learn. But before we do that, once again, I would like people to follow us on Twitch. That's www.twitch.tv/sowwhatyousaying. If you have Amazon Prime, Twitch is free for you. Twitch is free for everyone to sign up for. And to follow me, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. When we start trying to take subscribers, if you have Amazon Prime, it will cost you nothing. You're already paying for it. You already, have it. Please subscribe to follow us for right now on Twitch. Once again, it's www.twitch.tv/sowwhatyousaying. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. So What You're Saying. Just look for us on YouTube. You will find us. It is there. You will see our black and yellow, nice, loud, and proud. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to break the algorithm where I can go back to streaming on YouTube, live streaming on YouTube, and maybe make that a wonderful thing. Also, once again, like I said, there will be no more streaming on my personal Facebook page. It will be going straight to the So What You're Saying podcast Facebook page. So, once again, that's www.facebook.com/sowwhatyourSaying. If you have not liked and followed our page, please do so. That will, once we start live streaming, that will help us a lot, as of course. Also, Oops, excuse me. Wasn't supposed to do that. Also, once again, even though the 12-hour stream is over, your support is definitely warranted and needed. This is, like I said, this is becoming a very uh, big deal for me. Um, so everybody's support is definitely welcome. And the other ways you could do that, you can Zell me, Williams, period, Willie at gmail.com. That's Williams, period, Willie at gmail.com. You can hit me up on the Cash App, $Willie 381980. Once again, it's $Willie 381980. And if you don't have either one of those, Venmo is the way at Willie Williams 123. Once again, that's Willie at Willie Williams 123. All forms of support are welcome. As always, I thank you for those, like I said, who follow or subscribe or anything of that nature to us on any of the other platforms. It will it is definitely appreciated. So just to give you an update before we get into today's show, I am planning the first of our, I guess you want to say, VOD essays, if you want to call it. I'm going to be the first one to do it. It's going to be live. I'm going to make a background specifically for the VOD essays. It's going to be So What You're Saying Presents. I'm going to find another name for it. So definitely look for those. I am also looking for people who are willing to do their own VOD essay and are willing to share it with us, live streamed and on the website. So, once again, if you want to be part of that, you can hit me at sowwhatyoursayin5.com. See, there you go. So what you're saying 5 at gmail.com. That's SOWUTUSAYN at 5 at gmail.com. Email me or find me on Instagram. So what you're saying, find me on Facebook at So What You're Saying. Definitely looking for some. This will be a platform where you can share your opinion. It'll be like an editorial. You should be able to share your opinion. You will not be limited and you won't be censored, but you do have to realize there are rules to this. Cannot be any hate speech, cannot be any slander, anything of that nature. It has to be your opinion, but it has to be well thought out, and it has to be articulate. You know, they already think us as black people being animals and thugs. I want to do something that shows, hey, it's elegant, it's articulate, and shows that, hey, we are a very intelligent race, and probably the most intelligent race on the face of this earth. So I want people to take advantage of that, be able to share their opinions, and do it right, do it well. You know what I mean? This is going to be a platform for you, and it'll be a platform for me, and it'll be something new. I think it'll be wonderful for everybody. Okay, so hold on, let me take a swig of my Diet Pepsi. Wet the whistle. All right, let's get into this. Hold on one second. Let me pull something up here. All right. Hold on. I got it. Oh, wait. It's not where I need to be. This is where I need to be for that. Okay, come on. Open up. This thing. See, this is the reason why I ended up having to get Nope, wrong thing. All right, here we are. So, as many of you know, Kendrick Lamar released a new album. It's called Mr. Morale, and I believe and the Big Steppers. Thank you. Let me make sure I get that correct. It is called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And I know a lot of people have their own different opinion. I've seen everybody praising this album from top to bottom. I mean, it's been the hottest thing for the last week since sliced bread. And I will say this: as a man who loves hip hop music, as a man who loves all types of rap music and in any form that it is, except for some of this trash that goes on around here. But once again, my opinion, don't 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 take it as gospel. If you like it, I love it. But I think some of the hip hop that's going on right now is very trash, and I'm not definitely into it. But the Kendricks, the J. Coles of the world, they still they move my needle. They move the needle for me. So back to my commentary on Kendrick's album. First, I want to say this: young young generation and young generation of women. I'm gonna say this to you directly as I look right into this camera here. It's right in front of me. To look directly to you. Listen to this album. Listen to this album. And I'm gonna go to you first because a lot of you are gonna. I hear people all the time, the bitches, all that. No, listen to this album. You guys always want the insight to what's going on in a man's mind, and I grant you, men are can be sometimes the most complex of beings. There are things we do want to do. There's things we don't want to do. There are things that we, just that are just part of being a man that maybe as men we should stop glorifying and stigmatizing. But listen to me when I say the reason. Listen to this album, especially if you love the black man. Understand something. This man is bearing and showing a lot of what we go through on a regular basis. And this is a lot of how I felt on when he did To Pimp a Butterfly. The the problem I have with black women today, and not all, just some, but black women today is y'all want us to be something, but y'all are not willing to be the backbone to help us be what you want us to be. And a lot of the problems that we go through could be helped, but you guys don't want to listen to us. Like I said, we had this discussion last week during the 12-hour stream while Ron and Cashmere was here, and it's something that I've always kind of wanted to realize why. A lot of women want a ready-made man. We're not. We're not. We don't come ready-made. This ain't. We ain't action figures. They come defined and all these other things. We're not. We're human beings with emotions and feelings. And we go through things. We go through a lot of things. I had a conversation last night. I said, yo, I go through enough just being a black man in America. Just trying to make it on this, make it in this world, go to work and come home to my family without getting harassed by the cops or shot even worse. And the problem is, I feel like y'all don't want to understand what the black man goes through. Like y'all think y'all understand, but y'all do not understand. Y'all don't. Y'all will never. The same way we will not know what it's like to be a female. And let me preface this by saying this: that has nothing to do with the transgendered community. Whatever y'all feel, y'all are welcome to it. The LBGTQ community, y'all cool with me. But y'all will not understand what it is to be a man. And this album will show you why. All the different things we have to go through as black men, as men in general, but as black men especially. He's telling you, hey, listen, we've got a lot of things going on. We got a lot of traumas. We got a lot of things that we have to deal with. And he's basically, there's songs on there basically, wait, let me just pull up my title because I do have the album on my title. I will give you a specific album. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Where is it called? Where is it? Okay, We Cry Together. All right? Perfect example. You got to understand, that man is bearing his soul and pretty much telling you the black male plight. And showing y'all, hey, so that you can understand it. And I'm very proud that he did that. I love that he did that. And he did it not only for men, but he did it for you women out there so that you guys can understand what it is. And we don't all go through that. We all have our own personal struggles. But him putting it on display just gives you an idea of the personal struggles we go through on a regular basis. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all men go through that, all black men go through that. But at some point, you have to understand that we have targets. And we have a lot of hurdles to overcome. And y'all are supposed to be our backbones. And he's basically telling you, hey, listen, I'm not a perfect human being. I make mistakes. I have things I'm going through. But, yo, you should not give up on me. And that's how it goes in that. So on the flip side, and hold on, let me just check something right quick. Because I want to make sure everything is looking good on all platforms. Yes. Yes, we are looking good on all platforms. I'll put that there, and then I can continue. On the flip side, black men, there's only one thing I have to say to you guys. Listen to this album. This is what you're supposed to be doing as black men. Bearing your soul, putting it out there, taking the steps that you need to get over these childhood traumas that you've gone through. The traumas that you've gone through as being a black man in America. Just the traumas of life. Find a way to get it out. Because at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. We are needed. We are needed in our communities. We are needed in our households. We are needed for our children. As a father, I could not imagine not being there for my daughter because of something that I could have dealt with years ago. I can only imagine. My child is so important to me. I wouldn't know how to reconcile the fact of not being there with her, for everything that's important. Like now, my child, she broke her ankle. She had to have surgery. I had to have a rod placed in the ankle to stabilize it. And you know, it's hard to see your child hurt and and, and not being able to move around. Like I talk to her pretty much on a regular basis. She's tired of being cooped up in the house, but she don't realize that it's got your ankle got to heal before you can start moving around now. But again, this shows you, just bear it all. You get it out, deal with it, because at the end of the day, we cannot we cannot not be there in our communities, for our families, and for our children. You want to know how true it is? Ask the family of George Floyd. Ask the family of Philando Castile. Ask the family of Mike Brown. And the list goes on and on. We have to be there. We have to be the foundation. And the one thing I love about Kendrick Lamar's album is that he's putting it out there. He's dealing with it in a way that helps him deal with it without being destructive. Now, let's make this perfectly clear. He's dealing with it in a way that he needs to, but he's dealing with it without being destructive. Without being destructive. That's the key. That is definitely the key. The key is to deal with it and not be destructive. That's the key. To deal with it and not be destructive. And at the end of the day, he's dealing with it in the best way he knows how, and not being destructive to himself. Knowing that he's needed. He's needed in his household. He's needed with his kids. He's needed with his family. He's needed in his community. And he's needed for the rap community, the hip-hop community, because he brings something that a lot of people can't do. So he's dealing with it without being destructive. And this should be a blueprint for men to deal with any issues they have without being destructive. So this will lead me into my next topic, but to cap this off, the album is creative. I don't all around think it's perfect, but it's, for me, the second best album of the year, next to Pusha T's It's Almost Dry. Definitely two best albums of the year. Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T. Those are my two of the year right now. And I'm sure there's going to be more releases, but those are my two right now. But like I said, this conversation would lead me to my next conversation. And this one is directly for black men specifically. Because I feel like a lot of what I'm about to say has to be said, and I'm going to do a little soul bearing myself. All right. So as you know, and anybody who watches The Breakfast Club or anybody who watches who watches them on YouTube, listens to them on the radio, and shout outs to them, knows um, that Charlemagne the God goes to therapy once a week, right? And so I applaud him. I applaud him 100% because mental health is very important. Very important for everybody, especially for us as black men, but very important for everybody. So in saying that, the reason I said I'm going to bare my soul because I've gone to therapy. I probably really need to go back to therapy. We're gonna, if you want to be 100% honest with it, but yes, I went to therapy. Um, I have a lot of childhood issues. I'm not even gonna lie about that. A lot of things happened to me when I was younger. I did a lot of things as I got older that were destructive. Things happened in my life that, you know, um, they were hard to reconcile. And I feel like us as men, we try to carry that baggage because we're told, oh, you should be strong. You should be, able to deal with everything. And it's not that way. You see, I'm not even going to say a lot of it comes from being in a fatherless home because I had my grandfather. And I really think, and I'm going to be honest with you as well, I think if he may have had some issues that he probably needed therapy himself. But he's an older man and he was set in his ways and these are things that have happened. But I'm as an honest being honest to myself, it made me destructive to a lot of things that happened to me. And I had to start dealing and reconciling with stuff because I'm a father. I have a 15-year-old daughter. 15 now. And even when my daughter was younger, she wasn't stupid. That's one thing I'm so proud that my child has a level of intelligence that at her age I could only wish I had. So I'm being honest with you. Um, so part of the reason is I had to start dealing with a lot of these childhood traumas. I destroyed a lot of things along my way, and I had to start coming out of things. I had to start building myself to be a young, respectable black individual, black male, to move in this world where we're seen as herd and cattle to a race who thinks they're the most dominant thing on the face of this earth, which they are not. So I had to start learning how to deal with it so I can get in, so I can start bettering myself, so I could better my situation, so I could better my life. But so I had to sit down and talk to somebody. Now, yeah, you can go talk to your homies, have a drink, smoke a blunt, and they can give you bad advice. But really, I want to be honest with you guys. You need, if you can't find a way to reconcile it on your own, you need to find a way to talk to somebody who's not who's on the outside looking in, who has no stake in what's going on with you, just, you know, who doesn't know you from Adam. And at the end of the day, start finding ways to dealing with things and start find a way to figure out why did this happen? What happened? What did I do? Like, why did this happen to me? Because a lot of things I think as men we don't realize that it wasn't our fault. Now, granted, if you shot and killed somebody, hey, that's your fault. But if there's a lot of things that growing up, even as getting as young adults, it's not our fault, man. And we have to start finding a way to move and shake and deal with these things so that we can be better. So we can be better for our families, we can be better for our children, we can be better for our black women. Because fellas, sorry to tell you, we failing in that area. We're definitely failing in that area. But women, just this one part for you. If you know your man is going through something, or your significant other is, has something going on with them that is maybe it's from something that they were dealing with previously, and it's something that that would sit down and talk to them and suggest to them. Now, don't make it a mandatory thing, but suggest it to them. Say, hey, maybe you need to go talk to somebody that's not me, and it's not your friend, and it's not your family. Somebody that is from the outside looking in that can help you deal with what's going on. Now, I'm going to say this. Starting this particular platform, this podcast, has helped me a little because I can now be who I am and get everything out. I can say what I want to say. I can show the person that I am when I'm home in my own personal spaces. And I can talk to you guys and talk to people and you know get to deal with these things. This is definitely a form of therapy. And this is maybe what I needed. But other people may not want to do what I'm doing and want to do something else. So, man, the stigma around it, you're not supposed, nah. Go sit down and talk to somebody, bro. And do it before you destroy yourself, before you destroy your family, before you destroy your children. Do it because it's so important for us as black men to get out what's going on with us and to help fix it so we can be the strong black men that we are. And start heading our families, start directing our children, and start leading in the fashion we were made to lead in. And that's what I got to say about that. So I'm going to get to the real downer, before I move into, before I finish the show um, on a great note. Before I finish this show on a great note. One sec. And that is the shootings that happened in Buffalo. Um, you know, People need to start realizing that there's a war going on outside no man is safe from. It definitely is. Because what I'm starting to find out is they are gunning for us. They are definitely gunning for us. Like, no funny, nothing funny. They're gunning for us. And the government refuses to do what is necessary. They refuse to do what's necessary. Them people in Buffalo were in the store shopping for their groceries, shopping for their food, shopping for their families, minding their business, minding their business, doing nothing, just shopping, doing all these things. And 10 people will not make it home to their family because somebody decided that replacement theory was a thing. You see, this is what happens when you don't tell the truth. This is definitely what happens when you don't tell the truth. People need to stop lying and tell the truth. And what I mean by tell the truth is this. The history of this country where it comes to black people has never, ever been told. You learn about Christopher Columbus. Why? He came here and stole land from people who were already here. You learn about George Washington. You learn about Abraham Lincoln. You learn about all these people. The only people they teach you about in school: Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. You may learn Malcolm X depending on what school you go to and in what area you live in. But we have to go and find all this information on our own. And the reality of the situation is this. They're scared. They are now scared. Because they see they can't hold us down, and the time is coming that they're gonna have to face the music. So they're very scared right now. And as you can see, they're spitting their propaganda on TV. They're doing you see ads, you see they had their boy Donald Trump in there. In the office as the President of the United States. And guess what? I think, and I'm just going to be honest, now don't get me wrong, COVID is real. COVID is real. And for anybody who doesn't think it's real. But I think that was a population control thing. Because as you notice, it wasn't until Biden got in office that the vaccine was not widely available in black and brown people's neighborhoods. Now, I do understand black and brown people being scared, the Tuskegee experiment right there, because that's what it looked like. And again, I've already made my stance on the vaccine and the COVID and you know, my stance on it completely 100% clear. But what the problem I'm having with this whole thing is this. Um, they're scared, and now they're sending their goons. Think about it like this, and I'm pretty sure black people, you've thought about it like this a million times. Look at what happened on January 6th, the insurrection at the Capitol. If that had been a bunch of black, brown, Hispanic, Mexicans, whatever you want to talk about it, that would have been a crime scene. And they would have all been dead or in jail, charged with treason at the highest order. Nobody that was at that rally should be either not locked up or dead like the rest of us. But as you can see, they did us dirty. They do us dirty all the fucking time. And my thoughts and prayers go out to those people in Buffalo who are now mourning the loss of a family member, those 10 families, because because really they sent one of their goons by spewing all their propaganda on TV. And black people, we got to be smart about this. They're sending their goons. And we've got to, and I'm not saying for us to get grimy and do streets, we got to be smart. We should fight fire with fire, but we've got to be smart. We got to be smart. And again, that's how I feel about the Buffalo shooting. I will have another thing on that in the Get the Fuck Out of Here award segment. But before I finish it with the last thing I want to do today, I want to go to our memes of the week. Because I haven't done that in a while. And I feel like these memes were funny or told a story. Now, if you have a meme that you think is funny or tells a story in some way about the state of affairs that's going on now in the world, please send it to me. Send it to me. So what you saying 5 at gmail.com. That's SOWUTUSAYIN at gmail.com. I will definitely, if it'll get on the show for sure. All right, so let's go to the first one. So as you can see, this one definitely tells a story. And hold on, something I'm looking for. I'll find it later. All right, so this definitely tells a story. It says, "Don't worry, baby, he's just a nerd. Why do they always pick the thugs?" Now, before I get to the second part of that meme, this tells a true story. Because I've noticed that the dudes who are about, making sure that their future is secured, they're the ones that get pushed to the side when they're the ones that need the women the most. But I digress. So years later, hey baby, remember me? That same nerd doing his thing, beat it chick. And now she's saying, well, I can't find a good man. What more has to be said about that? What more? Like, I mean, really? Really? Like, this is what happens. And this be the truth. Sorry to say, you don't think it's the truth? Hey, send your opinion. But this is the truth. On to the next one. This is a threat. If we're going on a date and you don't offer to pay for babysitting and go and a to-go box meal for my child, we're not going. Why should my baby daddy or I have to come out of our own pocket when you're the one asking me out? The whole date should be already planned out, including all extra fees. Keyword extra fees. Now, let me get to this. First off, if you ask a woman out on a date, and I'm pretty sure any woman that watches this or sees this, you can send your opinion as well. So what you saying 5 at gmail.com. I will read it. SOWUTUSAYIN 5 at gmail.com. I will read it and I'll put it in the show if it makes perfect sense. But can I ask a question? Why is it necessary for a man to not only pay for the date, which if I ask a woman, if you're going to ask a woman out, you should. You should. If you guys are going to out on a date, unless it's established beforehand that you guys are going half and half, you should. You should. As a man, if you're trying to date this woman, yeah, you should put your best foot forward and pay for the date. I have no problems with it. I have no problems. I don't disagree with that. But to pay for the babysitter of children that are not yours, by the way. Let's start with that. Oops, excuse me. And to pay for food for them. Now, when I seen this thread, I wanted to clip some of the comments that I saw, but I didn't have the time. But a lot of women have said the same thing. If you feel different, sure, the platform is here. Say what you need to say. But a lot of women have been like, yo, why is my kids are going to be taken care of before I go on this date? It's nice for a man to offer babysitting, and as a man, if you're in the financial position to offer to pay for a babysitter so that you can take this woman out, okay, I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you're not, then it is what it is. But as a man, as men, we should not be expected to pay for your babysitter and to pay to feed your children. Unless we specifically say, yo, bring the kids along. We going here, they would have a blast. And most women are not going to even want to do that because they don't want a whole bunch of men around their kids. Which I respect 100%. But you can't go on a date with this guy because he will not pay for your babysitter and he won't pay for food for your kids. Just something I want to know. Shouldn't your kids be taken care of before you go out on this date? If you know you can't afford the babysitter, why are you going out on this date? Just a thought. Just a thought. But yet, again, I digress. So this one is funny. Jacksonville woman facing sexual battery charges after breaking into a man's house to give him some head. Or as the line says, some top. And I still can't believe he snitched on me. I swear, if you break into a man's house once and give him some top while he sleep, they label you. I didn't harm anyone, guys. And I think I say this for most guys, except in certain cases. Because, first of all, shouldn't, if this is just a rando woman, yeah, she crazy. Yeah, you need to get the top, but you need to go to jail. Especially if there's kids in the house. You need to go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Now, on the flip side, if this is a lady that you're seeing, there should be no snitching. None whatsoever. She sneak into your house during the middle of the night while you're sleeping, and she start giving you some top. Nigga, please, who's snitching? I would like one man to explain to me why you would snitch if a woman you're seeing sneaks into your house and is going to give you some head. I'm not really sure about that, but okay. Okay. You're better than me. Like I said, I don't know if he was seeing this young lady. So I don't know the logistics of it. But if that's a crazy woman, fine. I agree 100%. She needs to go to jail, especially if there's kids involved. But if this is a lady you seeing and you snitched on her because she snuck in your house, give you some head, you need to question your life decisions. And I'm gonna be honest, I think you gay. I think you like dudes. Sorry, just my opinion. And again, no shade on the LGBTQ community, but I don't see the issue if that's a woman you're seeing. Sorry, just what it is. All right, let's move on to the next one. The Buffalo Massacre is what happens when you normalize Kyle Rittenhouse. Need I say more, anybody? Need I say more? That whole meme is self-explanatory. I'm going to put it back up on the screen. Let that sit there and simmer in your brain for a minute. Let that sit there and simmer in your brain for a minute. And that's all. That's all. Okay, let's go to the next one. I love these people. I love those people who can make me laugh during those moments when I feel like I can't even smile. Another self-explanatory. If you have somebody that like that in your life, that's very rare. I implore you to make them some type of priority. I implore you 100%. Make them like some type of priority. Plain and simple. On to the next one. Don't like me? Cool. I don't wake up every day to impress you. Plain and simple. You ain't got to like me. And I know there's people on the face of this earth that probably don't. But I didn't wake up this morning to be the reason to impress you. I woke up this morning to thank God that I'm here, take care of my family, and take care of myself. And make sure I can get through 24 hours without the police bucking some shots at me, trying to take my life as a black man in the United States of America. That's what I woke up for. Not to impress you. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Again, if you have any memes of the week that you think are funny and, you know, or tell a story in life, you know where to send them. So what you're saying, 5 at gmail.com. SOWUTUSAYIN. 5 at gmail.com. Okay. So before we celebrate Biggie Smalls and finish the show off correctly, um, I'm gonna give of course, get the fuck out of here award. Cause I don't like ending shows on a downer. There we go. I don't like to end shows on a downer. Uh, and this is the reality situation. This week's award. This week's hold on one second. This week's award is going to the is going to the family of the Buffalo shooting suspect Peyton Gendron, who is now in jail on suicide watch. Why are they getting this award? I'm going to tell you why they're getting this award. Of all of the excuses they could use, their son is crazy, their son had a lot of mental issues. You know, all excuses they could use. You know the excuse they used? They used the fact that he shot those, they think that he shot those people, those actions were because of a case of because of COVID. Because of COVID. Now, again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the woodshed, right? I pride myself on having some intelligence, uh, and knowing that. Hold on one sec. Let me see. I'm just getting to a part in this thing. Let me see. Damn, they don't have it here. Okay. Anyway, so they're blaming the fact that he had COVID or he might have caught COVID as a reason, or I think a fear of catching COVID as a reason why he went up in there, shot 10 and killed 10 people and injured 3 more. Can I get a what the fuck is that? Come on, man. Come on, man. The fuck is wrong with people? That man ain't went in there and ain't no COVID caused him to go in there and shoot 10 people and shoot, kill, let me make it correct. Murder 10 people and injure 3 others. COVID ain't doing that. if that's the case, you know how many millions of people have caught in COVID, and none of them have been. I got family. It's called COVID. Ain't none of them decided they wanted to go shoot somebody. The fuck? Stop blaming this pandemic. Stop blaming this virus for every fucking thing. Yes, it's responsible for some things, but this ain't one of them. Yeah, this definitely ain't one of them. That nigga was watching White Replacement Theory. They flooded the TV with that, and he became one of their goons. He drove to Buffalo and shot these people. Plain and simple. And his family needs to come to the conclusion that nigga was a goon, was an agent for them, and he did what they wanted him to do. Y'all should be going to these people's families and apologizing for what this motherfucker did. But y'all not. No, you're making a fucking excuse. Now, I can see if you guys said, he's not like this. I don't know where this came from and things like that. Then, hey, if you don't know him to be something like this, you don't know where it came from. Like, again, that happens. With people doing their own privacy, on their off times and their privacy. Now, he was a teenager, but still, if he goes through and he has, African-American friends and all that other stuff, and he's hanging out, and you don't know him to be like this, they come to your house and all that other good stuff, they're not going to understand. But to use COVID as an excuse as to why this happened, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here!
Stop.
Get the fuck out of here!
One more time.
Get the fuck out of here!
Like, really? Of all the things you can make an excuse.
Get the fuck out of here!
Come on, man. What kind of bullshit is that? If anybody believes that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. Plain and simple. All right. So before we finish off the show on a high note, I want to thank for those who watch, those who are going to watch, those who are going to, stream or listen to this in this audio form once I put it up. And I want to thank you guys for being a part, once again, of the 12-hour stream, although it wasn't 12 hours, although I would have liked it to have been 12 hours. But, of course, once again, Versus was on that bullshit. On that 100% bullshit. And so I want to thank you guys once again. So once again, support the platform. Once again, you can donate to the platform. The ways to donate, Zelle. You can Zelle me, Williams, Willie@gmail.com. Once again, that's Williams, Willie @gmail.com. You can also Cash App me at $Willie 1980. Once again, $Willie 381980. Or you can catch us on Venmo at Willie-Williams-123. Once again, that's Venmo. That's Willie-Williams-123. Also, another way to help us out here is to subscribe and follow. Where to subscribe? Twitch.tv/SoWhatYou'reSaying. That's www.twitch.tv/SoWhatYou'reSaying. That's you can find us on YouTube at So What You're Saying. You can find us on Facebook at So What You're Saying. And as always, you can find us at SoWhatYou'reSaying5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. You can also find us at What's Saying on Instagram. So What You're Saying on Instagram. What's Saying on Twitter. So what you saying, like I said on Facebook, fix the graphic, SOWUTUSBYN on Facebook. So what you saying on Twitch, please follow on Twitch. That will help us out immensely. You can also find us on our personal website, www.sowhatyousaying.com. Or you can find us at So What You're Saying on YouTube. All right. So let's get to the fun. Let's finish the show off right on a very big high note. Today, one of my favorite rappers ever would have been 50 years old today. And for those who are New Yorkers and big hip-hop heads, you know that man to be the notorious, glorious B.I.G. He made an impact in the world of hip-hop where I don't think too many people would have. Like, he was just phenomenal in that manner. Definitely was phenomenal in that manner. So, because today is would have been his 50th birthday, and I think him and Jay-Z would still be the two greatest to ever walk the face of this earth, along with Pac and Nas. I want to celebrate that man the way he needs to be celebrated. And I'm almost sure Brooklyn's going crazy right now. I'm going to tell you how crazy we going here in New York and how much of an impact this man made. The New York City Transit Authority made a commemorative Metro card for the Notorious B.I.G. There were actually lines in the train station to get this Metro card. This is why I couldn't even get one. I wanted to go out and get one, but I couldn't. So it is what it is. But that man made such an impact in the world of hip-hop and the lives of people, showing that you can go from ashy to classy. That was the greatest thing in the world. So, to celebrate his 50th birthday, I'm going to finish the show. I'm going to finish the show playing one of the most uplifting songs that you could have made from a man just coming out the gate.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
I want to thank everybody who watched. I want to thank everybody who joined us.
The opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner?
Ride out
Mr. Raw G, Brucey B,
just like
Kick It Free. Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good.
I want everybody to have a good night.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
You know, stay safe. And we'll see you again next week.
Don't let them hold you down. Reach for the stars. You had a move, but not that many. 'Cause you're the only one. I'll give you good as
I made the change.